Hello and welcome. I'm Błażej Pierzak and I'm here today host on App.js Conference Studio. It's a time for a coffee break after the first part of our today's talks. And it's a time also for our first guest.
Thank you so much. It's amazing to be here. What a great conference with great energy and great people.
I'm also glad to have you here. You said
We want to make it much easier to make applications, but sometimes people get this idea where they think that's all Expo is, or that's our main goal, and we get pigeonholed as a beginner thing or just a thing for doing basic stuff or prototypes. But I just wanted to make it clear to everyone that like our real goal is to make it so that everybody and many more people can easily make things that are like the things that they dream of and really powerful and amazing and stuff like that. And so I just didn't want the project to be pigeonholed that way and wanted to lay out a plan of like, hey, this is where we're going to go.
okay, and also because the other one speakers today was Peter Pikarczyk of DraftBit. So is the DraftBit a future of programming that everyone can become a programmer? Everyone just can build an application just by dragging and dropping the components on the website? How do you feel how it's gonna be?
Yeah, DraftBit was super exciting to see when I heard about it because that's something that the kind of thing we'd love to try to build, but we don't have time to do it and don't have the resources because there's so much else to do. I think if you look at what's happened on the web, things like Squarespace and Webflow and these kind of things have gotten really popular, and many of the websites on the internet now are built by people that aren't even programmers because the tools are pretty good for doing this stuff. And it's great that DraftBit exports code because then if you do need to do more complicated things with coding and things like that, you can. But for people that just want to design thing and tweak opacity or shadows and things like that, or just want to try out product ideas, like you can do that without having to code now.
And what is the preferred way? Do you really want people to make applications by themselves at home, or really just make a core business like doing it for money?
Oh, I think that like making stuff should be sort of the way that like writing is right now, where like there's all kinds of writers. There's people that write newspaper articles or they write books and they get paid money to do that and that's their job. And then there's people that like just text with each other and that's all they do. And those are really different and really at other opposite ends of the spectrum, but it's really good that the world has evolved to have so many different ways to do it that anyone can do it. And I think creating technology is sort of not like that yet because most people who do it sort of have jobs and they have a whole bunch of equipment and a whole bunch of training. And the more we can just make it so that, you know, what you imagine, it's pretty easy for you to express it and create it. And just reduce that time, reduce the overhead, reduce the accidental complexity that doesn't need to be there, the more great stuff will be made.
Okay, the last question today about an Expo web. What is it is a future of making web applications also?
I think a really ambitious goal for us with Expo Web would be to make it be just a great way to make web applications regardless of whether you want a native application or not. So I think like what I'd be really excited about is if like a year from now, if there's a lot of people who decide, oh, I need to make a website, so I'll just use Expo Web because that's a great way to make websites. And then maybe I'll want a native app on iOS and a native app on Android later on. And so that'll be a nice feature that I'll get for free. But in itself, just on its own merits, I think that the potential is there that if we keep working on it, we can make Expo Web one of the best ways, like on par with any other way to make a website in the world. And that's really exciting to me.
Okay, thank you for talk today. And we are going back to the conference in about 30 minutes. Thank you.